90s, I think. So let's see those AMRAAMs. I'm going to pause. I'm going to go to the perspective of Red 4. They can see him coming, and they should try evading once it gets close. Yeah, see, they're turning right. They're turning fast to evade. Now I'm going to switch to Blue 4. Now we can see that the AMRAAMs actually have their radars on. So let's watch them. So actually looks like, let's see. Looks like only 2 hit? Yeah, looks like 2 hit. Oh, it looks like only 1 hit. Let's check it out. Oh wow, none of them got hit. They all managed to evade. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. But if you look, they still have a decent amount of missiles left. So, and this is at a pretty extreme range anyway. So they're shooting at about 50 nautical miles. So they're I normally wouldn't have them fire that far. They say China and Pakistan very bad. Yes, China and Pakistan are pretty close. Pakistan's even close to almost. They buy stuff from North Korea. The Chinese have, I think it's a modified version of the J-10. It's called the JF-17 Thunder, and it's an export model that the Pakistanis use. So yeah, the Pakistanis are pretty close to China. Surprising amount of countries do buy stuff from China. Although just because you buy stuff from China doesn't mean you're that close. But China and Pakistan are actually pretty close. But I know a lot of the developing nations seeking to modernize their tanks have bought Chinese tanks, and China makes RPG knockoffs, AK knockoffs. So their purchasers don't seem to be as like ideologically slanted in favor of China. It's just it's just business. But Pakistan though is very close to China. According to analysts, Pakistan only really views the U.S. as an ally of convenience, while China is considered a true ally. Because the Chinese generally, they're pretty large country with vast natural resources, so most of the time they don't really need to go out of their borders for, say, oil and stuff. Although recent years they have, which is in the South China Sea. Let's see if those missiles hit. Yeah, take what you can get. Yeah, that's what I've noticed. It's not as ideological anymore. Although the U.S. only sells stuff to countries they know are friendly, even if it's just friendly at the time. We sold F-14s to Iran when they were friendly. Looks like contact. One of the J-10s looks like it's been hit, and looks like we got 2. So that's actually pretty good odds at that range, I'd say. I could, if I wanted to, I could adjust the weapons release, but I don't really care. This is just a demonstration. Actually, I don't know where I know where it is in the mission, but I actually don't know where it is if I just want to do an auto. Yeah, there was a new feature in an update. Oh yeah, weapon controls, select units. Actually, I don't know where it is. It was a new feature they just added in the newest update that lets you choose what ranges you want stuff to be fired at, what would be a self-defense range, and whatnot, so you could avoid having. You could also basically double tap more maneuverable fighters and shoot 2 missiles at them instead of just 1. F-22 versus the F-35. I think the F-22 would win because the F-22 is dedicated air to air, but the F-35 is just more of a multi-role. But I could try that if you want to after this. They found that the F-22 was too expensive. I don't think that was too expensive. I think it was just the nature of politics. I think they wanted to just make one plane for every branch instead of specialized planes. I don't think the F-22 was too expensive. It was just kind of a political reason. Because I do know, I actually remember, I think it was Obama had a speech about the F-22, and he said he wanted to focus more on protecting the individual soldier, as he quoted, than buying airplanes. But I don't know what he proposed in replacement, but that was one of the factors. It was, we were at war, and I'd say it was a little less tense than the situation is now. So we were just we were still in Afghanistan, and I think still in Iraq at the time. So the focus really wasn't on fighter aircraft. The F-35, I think, is actually more expensive than the. I mean, the total cost of the program, I think, is more expensive. I'll have to look it up, just because it's a multi-role for every branch. They have to research every branch's needs. They got to make a version for every branch. But I'm not sure if the unit price would end up being more. So I'm going to speed this up. New contact, Vampire. Looks like they've started shooting missiles at our E3. Group weapons, yeah, they still got a decent amount of weaponry. Right now we got Vampire 435, which is, I'm assuming, we can't really identify right now, that's why it's just listed as a Vampire. Vampire is just the basic designation for an incoming missile. So I'm just going to assume that's the Chinese air-to-air missile. And let's see, unit orders, throttle. Like they're going cruise, super. Oh yeah, I don't think the super cruise is enabled in this, so let's just see how much faster we can get these. They're gonna burn through a ton of fuel, but let's just see if we can get there. Yeah, new contact. Looks like we might lose the E3 actually. Go back to manual, or let them choose what speed they want to go, just to conserve fuel. Also, yes, I'll do F-22 versus F-35 right after this. Let's just kind of speed this up. Wait, let's see. E3, yeah, it looks like E3 got shot down. And are we still tracking? No, it looks like we're not tracking the J-10s. So they're going to have to turn the radars, I guess, make themselves a target. Now let me switch to Red 4. It looks like they're still oblivious. Oh, yeah, and they just got a bunch of missiles launched at them. Let me switch back to 1 second. You can see when they get within range, the missiles turn on their own radar. This can actually be a problem because sometimes the missiles will just engage on anything, and they'll shoot down just whatever. Sometimes they'll shoot down civilian airplanes. Looks like none of them made it either because they're firing at such extreme range. Looks like the F-22 back there. So you don't see the F-22, that's right there, because I have a group view. So I don't have to, well, it's less clutter. Let's see what anyone's asking. No new questions. So yeah, let's see. Looks like okay, now we're in it. Now we're gonna see some sidewinders fired. Gonna switch to, let's see if the Chinese spot it. Chinese are still unable to spot the new contact Vampire. Now I think those bogeys might be the fighters. I think they finally might be within. Let's see. Oh yeah, they're seeing the radar now. Yeah, they're seeing the F-22s. So I'm assuming these are these are sidewinders. Gosh, this might come down to a gun battle. So just check the chat. Okay. Yep, another miss. Sidewinder's a little less effective as the other missiles we were firing. They're evading. Red 4. And the Chinese are aware of the F-22s. I'm going to have them manually attack. So, there's also been an update to dogfighting, but oh yeah, looks like one of the J-10s has been shot down. As you see, as you do these maneuvers it's a new thing they added, just kind of to mimic how dogfights really work. As you do these maneuvers to evade missiles, you're losing airspeed, so a follow-up missile you might not be able to evade it. So yeah, it looks like that evasive maneuver, that looks like that's what happened to him. So, just for fun, I'm gonna have them blow up the Chinese early warning. They're trying to find it. Oh, now they found it. Yep. Yeah, it looks like it's just kind of buzzing around. Let's see if they're aware of it. Nope, they're not aware of it. After this, we'll do F-35 versus F-22. I think I place my bet on the F-22, although the F-35 does have CM. I'm not sure which model, though. And allegedly, it can jam the F-22's radar. But that might... But I've only heard that from one source, so it might not be true. Okay, let's see. Okay, looks like we got it. Yep, we got it. I'm just going to tell them to return to base. Now, if you think about this just from the Blue Fort perspective, this was actually pretty simple. I didn't really have to do that much besides telling the F-22s where to go and who to shoot. The complexity is just kind of me trying to run both aspects of the scenario. So we're going to go create new blank scenario. I'm going to zoom out. I think I'm going to do this in California because there's a few different air bases I could base them at. Let's see, load from file. You must have... Oh, yes, because I created a new mission. Just to add F-22 versus F-35. Make them hostile to each other. Hostile. Hostile. Let's see, F-22. Each side's also going to need an early warning aircraft just to, so they can see. Although, I mean, they both do have decent radar, it's just that I don't want to bother with having to search all over the skies to find them. Add unit. Let's see, side F-22. Go aircraft. This time we're just going to use the most advanced version of the E3, which is... That was the 2015 model. Airborne early warning. And I'm going to have to make it, let's say 4 aircraft each side. Aircraft. This is F-22. Let's see, I'm just going to see what years they have for the F-35. 2020. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I'm just going to have both Air Force models. So, 2023 Raptor and long range, standard internal, external. I think it was standard internal. I'm going to group that.